We are sharing advice to help your college students get ahead. Today, insight from an insider on what she wished she knew about college to help the student in your family. Meg Radunich is a career coach at New York University. She says there are hidden programs and services that most college students and parents don't even know exist. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you back.
Thanks, Brooke.
Good friend of the show. Glad to have you back in studio. You have worked as an academic advisor at both Utah Valley University and NYU. Now you're a career coach. Add to that your own experience, your days as a college student. How have those experiences helped you guide students to their college career?
Yeah, well, you know, as I sit with students on a daily basis, I'm always thinking about the things that I wish I'd known when I was in college. Hindsight is always 20/20, but one of the most valuable parts of my job, most rewarding parts of my job, is getting to pass that insight on to students to hopefully save them a little bit of time and energy and disappointment along the way.
We're going to jump into some of those advice pieces, what I wish I woulda known, right? Yep. It's kind of the topic category. First, topping your list, commit to a major and move on.
Right. So we all know that college student, or maybe we were that college student who just kept hopping from major to major. It's unnecessary, especially when you consider that most people are not working in the fields where they got their bachelor's degrees, right? So, you know, I think about these, like an example, I had a student who was in an English program for 2 years, decided he wanted to switch to politics, then I'm gonna stay an extra year and do economics. It's unnecessary. It's wasted time in school, money. College is very expensive. Just pick a major, move on, get in the workforce, and go from there. Careers evolve over time.
We stress too much about it, finding that right fit.
Exactly.
All right. Exactly. You say take advantage of free personal counseling. My question is this advice for everyone, even if there isn't a mental health issue at stake?
Right. You know, I always thought that in college, you know, I'm not experiencing great, you know, emotional distress, so counseling's not for me, right? But self-awareness is a really good tool for anything that you go into later on in life, professionally and personally. And there's so much development that happens between 18 and 24. It would have been nice to have a little bit of feedback from an unbiased third party to give me some help on the issues that I was dealing with. And you know, even when you go for a job interview, you have to talk about your strengths, weaknesses. It's really hard to do that if you don't know yourself very well. So go use the counseling while it's free for full-time students.
I think that's very intriguing, interesting advice. So what other, strengths and weaknesses, personal development, are there any other specific skills you feel like counseling could help a college student with, or to help them to develop?
Well, even just choosing a career, it's really hard when you don't know your own interests, personality type, what makes you tick, what kind of environments you do well in. Or maybe students just have a hard time communicating. And when it comes right down to it, a lot of career success is, can you have good relationships with other people? And that's what you learn in counseling.
We think of college as being focused on our educational growth, right? Which, of course, that's part of it. But you believe that a person's professional network should actually start in those college years.
Yes, and this is something that I didn't realize. I'm almost 10 years out of college. And when I get on LinkedIn, I realize, like, all the people that I've known over all of these years, they're working at really exciting companies. And you never know when those networks are going to be helpful to you. A freshman roommate is working at Google, and I think, wow, I'd kind of like to connect, not just for the,
there's that.
But wow, you know, people end up at these really exciting places, and some companies or work environments, it's really hard to break in. If you want to work at the United Nations, they don't post jobs online. They don't come to college career fairs. You have to know someone on the inside.
So who should, Meg, people consider looping into that professional network as young as college age?
Right, everybody that you meet in college, roommates, professors. That's one that I wouldn't think of, but professors, they can help you get some clarity on your career goals, help set you up with some former students who are maybe working at companies that you're interested in. They sometimes know about underground programs and scholarships. So networking with professors, as intimidating as that may be for your student, encourage them to do that.
Earlier this week, I Skyped into a BYU communications class and did a Q&A with the students there, and that was a big tip I shared as well. I have so many professors I'm grateful to for their mentorship mentorship, for their advice, for that networking relationship and personal relationship as well. So that was a piece of advice I shared. So ditto, 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 ditto. Finally, about 30 seconds, you say you didn't know how crucial the College Career Center was to finding a job.
Right. I knew that they would review my resume, cover letter, but they'll also help you navigate that first salary negotiation, do a mock interview with you. They'll also set up an internship if it doesn't already exist. So there's an employer relations person in most college career centers that it's their job to set up a pipeline of talent from the university to different organizations and companies in the area. So if the internship doesn't already exist, or for our entry-level job, approach the Career Center and see if they'll set it up for you, because it's sort of hard to do that as a new person just trying to find a job. First-time job seeker. So ask for what you want, and you'll most likely get the help.
We know a lot of moms are watching this conversation. I have a feeling this video clip will be shared with students in dorms across the state and beyond. So thank you so much. We will put a link to this conversation on our website if you want to share it with the student in your home.